Getting ready to set up the pool for the year. Simple layout. All your T connectors, your vertical posts. Vertical posts are obvious because they have that button in them. T connectors. Then the top rails have those plastic collars on either end. And this is a rough layout because I got extra parts over there on top of the deck, which of course tells me that as I assemble this, it's not going to quite look like this. And as you can see, the bottom of the pool right now is not covering all of the foam. You can see my tape is a little curled up here from exposure, but everything's holding together, so I'm just going to try it without a ground tarp and without retaping. You get around, this is where I've actually started. Basically, you're going to thread those top rails through. You're going to put your T connector in, and then one of these little plastic posts with a rubber cap on the top gets fit right down through that hole, and you want to make sure it comes out the bottom like that, and you just work your way around, make a circle of those, and that, once you get that complete, then we go to the upright posts. Once you get your top ring all assembled all the way around, next thing is of course to put in, basically line up a leg with each T connector going around, and you start popping them in. Of course, remembering that the button goes towards the inside of the pool, and on the other end you can put one of those plastic feet, and it's just a matter of making sure that that strap is over the outside of the pole, and you've got each one set. You want to make sure, like right here is my return back into the pool. It's the side I want to have it on. Make sure that you have that all set and you know where everything's going to line up. In this case, this right here is where the skimmer is going to be attached to the pool. Anybody who's been wondering about how is the pool handling it, give you a good close-up look at the holes and the fabric around there, and it's nice and tight, just the way it was. This is pretty thick vinyl, and then it has fiberglass reinforcement woven into it, so it'll be good for a number of years, I believe, especially up here in the north where our sun isn't quite nearly as bad as it is down south. I know people have complained down south that even these edges here, where they cut through the fiberglass, will get pretty bad and start tearing you up if you rub your hand across them or something. Recommendation also, if you have, I don't happen to have it on me, but if you do, especially if you're going to use a saltwater pool, spray some oil, some sort of preservative inside of all these tubes so they don't rust. Mine have light rust, surface rust. I'm probably going to have to do it for sure at the end of the season this year. So once you get all the posts set up, you get the feet on, and everything is pretty much ready to go. The next thing to do is to try and pull out as much as possible of these wrinkles in the bottom. Yes, I know I'm going to have to clean it. That's why you shock it. That's why you have filters and everything else. This is what a used pool looks like as opposed to a new pool when you set it up. But you want that bottom edge in particular, you want to pull that out as close to the edge of your foam out here as you can, like that. And that will get rid of most of your wrinkles. You want to set your posts as far out as possible around the edges. And this is the time to get some patio bricks, something similar to that, and set them where each post lands so that you can have something solid, because if you have kids like me, they will splash water everywhere and it will come out right through those little slots right there and splash down. And if the ground gets soft, it will sink in. So you need something to spread it even more than just those little plastic feet that are on the bottom. So once you start filling the pool, you want to get a couple inches. I got them right here in the middle for now. And this is when you need to get your bottom set. you want to pull all these wrinkles out. And in case, since now you have foam down, you want to make sure you're not going to pull your bottom off the edge of the foam. So as you walk around, look at where there's more or less space around the edge. Like right here, I've got a fairly good sized gap, even though this side is pretty much down to the edge here. So I'm gonna have to try and work to shift the whole pool from that side over towards this side. But this is what you want to do when the water isn't very deep, because it's heavy and there's a lot of friction. Once you get that set, just go ahead and start filling. So once you get your bottom laid out pretty much the way you want, the trick is to work out these wrinkles. And you can pull them and they'll pop back. However, once there is water weighing down the bottom, work them out with your feet and they will stay. So the whole trick is to stay here. Something lumpy under there. You have to dig that out right there. Okay, so this is one of those things that is good. You walk around with your feet, feel that you can get something. Apparently got a rock on top of my foam. So I'm going to dig that out before the water gets too much deeper.